Well, it's my new record. It's named Champagne for Gypsies, and it's second part of my alcohol record. And first idea was to make because first part of this alcohol record was for strong alcohol, drinking and dancing record for strong alcohol. An idea of Champagne was to make one romantic record, and then it comes out all those problems with gypsies around Europe. You know, they throw them out from France, from Italy. On the east is terrible as always. So I decided to make one record that will just remind us that gypsies left strong traces in our culture. So this is why you will find so many guests on my record, like never before. I invite some of my favorite, some gypsies that I like. Some of them are very famous, from Gypsy Kings till Gogol Bordello. Some of them you probably don't know, but I know them. They are very good. They are big stars in their countries. Some Salino Liri is debutant. I wanted to have a debutant who probably will have big career. So if I thought probably if you want to send a message, it's better to send it as loud as possible. So this is why I invite those guests. So of course it's also one drinking and dancing record, but with this little message, just to remind us that gypsies are among us more than 6 centuries in Europe. And during that time they just gave us a joy, and we gave them hard time, always.
So one album, alcohol album, rather, was not enough still. You decided to...
Well, I'm from the, probably composer from one normal place should excuse a lot because he's doing alcohol records. But I'm from the place where music was always just for drinking. We don't have classical music. In time of Monteverdi and first opera, we had instruments with just one chord. So the music was since always just for drinking. So knowing that I will left in this tradition of drinking some music, it's a big pleasure for me.
So we can we call this your program also social, or it's more like ironic attitude?
No, it's not ironic. It's of course, I'm not saying go and kill yourself with alcohol. It's ridiculous. But you can kill yourself with anything. If you eat too much borscht, you can kill yourself. Same like with alcohol. So it's not alcohol's fault because you are doing mistakes. But alcohol may play a role in our cultures since always. Since always human beings want to mark some moments in their lives. And it's very often that you want to mark this moment with some little alcohol. So of course you can look on alcohol from medicine point of view, from social education point of view, from different point of views. My point of view is that because I'm doing something to mark some moment in your life, and little alcohol helps. Yes.
How many musicians did you bring to Riga this time?
I'm here with my brass band, and when I'm with the brass, I play just songs. So I will play just songs tonight. Yeah, it's 9 people, and it's my orchestra for weddings and funerals. So I will play just songs tonight. And I will play, of course, some music that I composed for the movies, some songs from my opera Carmen with the Happy End. But of course I will play a lot of new stuff tonight. I will play almost all new records.
How do you choose your musicians in your funeral and wedding orchestra?
Well, the brass orchestras are usually family orchestras. And so in the beginning I played with family orchestras. And it was complicated to having against you one whole family. So I pick up musicians that I like from the different families. So there are some of them are from Macedonia, from South Serbia, from Romanian borders, from Bulgaria.
Your records are in a lot of language, English, Serbian, and so etc. How important part is language? This a lyrical part in your songs makes it a difference.
Well, since the war, I don't write anymore on my language. I'm writing on Roma because it doesn't. My native language doesn't exist anymore. In Yugoslavia, it was called Serbo-Croatian, one language that tried to unify. And now there are different languages that they insist on differences. So I'm not comfortable to write anymore on any of them. So mainly when I'm writing new music, I'm writing on Gypsy, on Roma, or on invented language. But on my last record, of course, there is a lot of languages. There are Spanish with Gypsy Kings, English with Gogol Bordello, and Romanian, even the Swiss Gypsy, who is actually French star, he sings on one German dialect of Swiss. So, yes, it's one record messy with languages, yeah.
Yeah. It's a very funny song. Yeah. If you understand a little bit German, it's
You speak German?
Yeah, yes, I do. How many languages do you speak?
I can speak French and Italian.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, if you are from where I am, you have to speak languages. Nobody speaks yours.
Yeah. It also goes for Latvian people.
Yes, same thing. Yeah.
Can you please tell us a little bit about your collaboration with some artists who took part on your new album, especially, of course, about Evgeny Guts, Gogol Bordello. We also fancy him very much.
It was very old-fashioned process of making this record. You know, nowadays you send by email something, and somebody send you back something by email. But this was very old-fashioned. I was traveling, I don't know, with Eugene. I worked first in Paris with the whole band, and then with him in Rio de Janeiro because he lives there. We spent 1 week having fun, drinking and making music. I discovered there is quite huge gypsy community in Rio, and he has a lot of friends, gypsy friends. We even record in one gypsy recording studio, which is luckily he's slim, but it's so small, so if it's a little bit bigger, he couldn't enter. Then I traveled on the south of France to work with Gypsy Kings. It was, it's always a little miracle happen when you are surrounded by the talented people. Suddenly your songs start to be played by Gypsy Kings. It suddenly became rumba catalan. It's same like with Eugene. It suddenly became gypsy punk. Then also you discover the stories. Gypsy stories that are always a little bit different from our stories. Stefan Escher, which is Swiss. Sorry, let me just kill this stuff. Stefan Escher, he's a French star, but he's a Swiss gypsy. So he told me the story that I would never expect from somebody from Switzerland. That he discovered very late that he is gypsy because the politics of Swiss government was to pick up the kids from the gypsy families and to put them in the Swiss families. So his family was hiding the kids and hiding their gypsies. So in age of 12, 13 something, suddenly one night his father was drunk with his uncles, so they start to speak weird language and sing weird songs. So this is how he discovered that he's gypsy. And I'm talking about 50s, 60s, 70s even. Still this politics was there.
It was a program of integration.
Yes, so it's then also, I don't know, let's say even very integrated gypsies like in Ireland that I work with Selena O'Leary. It's, of course they have houses, they live in houses like any other Irish. But still there is always one van in a garden ready to travel. They don't travel already for a long time, but still there is always one van for traveling. So it was really one old fashioned of making record, but at the same time very joyful for me.
Are there any special особенности
Specific features?
yes, of mentalität of gypsies
Gypsy mentality.
you especially like? Why do you worship so much? Special freedom or something, or just
No, if you want, do you know what is the most modern idea of this moment? It's to live today, not yesterday, not tomorrow. And this is gypsy idea. This is like most modern idea of 21st century. It's gypsy idea. So you have to like gypsies. It will be pity just to kill this metaphor called gypsy. Of course, we have to help them to be integrated in society. But it will be pity to really kill this metaphor, because all of us would like to be gypsy at least for one day.
you have a big family though, many daughters.
Yes.
You are a family man, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, it is kind of gypsy family. I have 3 daughters, so when you put in your car all those people, it looks quite gypsy. Yeah.
You also, because you have a small granddaughter.
Yeah.
In your band, there are Bulgarian people and Roma people.
There are some Roma, there are some Serbs, some Macedonians. It's a mixture of highly educated musicians and musicians that can barely read and write musical
So
notes.
is it true some of them cannot even write? As we
No, writing, yes, but I mean musical writing and reading. So it's this is, I think, the reason why they still enjoy to play together, because there is still this curiosity among musicians. We play a lot. I will play this year almost 150 concerts to promote this record, and you will see we still have a lot of fun on stage. I think mainly because they are so different, from different places and with different backgrounds.
So how do you value? I think it's a trending thing, Balkan music, beats and it's mixture with dance music like Balkan beatbox does or Chantel does. Of course, yeah, Gogol Bordello makes it more rock and roll. How do you value it? What do you think about this new bands?
I think we are witnessing for the first time in history that small cultures influence that much big cultures. Not only in music, in a movie, in literature, in kitchen, everywhere. So it's from where I am, this is really tiny, small musical culture. You can buy the biggest book of history of music, you will find nobody from us. And still, you will see that I'm just from Mexico. I just finished my Mexican tour. There were hundreds of bands playing my music there. It's beautiful to see this. It was like justice. No, the brass bands. It was for me like justice is winning, because during communist time, our president Tito, his favorite music was mariachi music. Suddenly, I don't know how, but he loved mariachi music. So there was like 100 mariachi bands in Yugoslavia, which was ridiculous. So now I see in Mexico our brass bands. I said, okay, there is balance between the things.
But I think when it goes to music, everybody understands gypsies. Yeah, we celebrate together and we have parties. When it goes to communicate or to worship other cultures, then the European aren't so, oh no, we don't understand. So is music better communication? Should we sing?
What science says it's that music is the first human language. They found, I think in Germany, one flute almost 20 years ago, old, which means that human beings, they did music before they learned how to speak, before they had any religion or politics. So this is why if you speak well this language called music, it communicates so easy. I played, I don't think there is any other contemporary composer who can play such places like, I don't know, Carnegie Hall, but on the same time Krasnoyarsk, Tomsk, Novosibirsk, so I can tell you if I feel that I speak well this language called music, it goes so easy, something that is impossible for politicians or for the religion or for anything else. Music can do easily, just because it's first human language. You can write on foreign language, like Milan Kundera, he writes on French, or Salman Rushdie, he writes on English. But music, it comes from much deeper place than language. So you are always local composer. So you will always know if composer is good, from where it comes. Because he speaks from very deep place in himself. And this is why communication is much more easier than with anything else.
Still, I think the Gypsy managed to capture their identity into music more stronger than like Latvians do.
Well, you have so many ways of expressing your culture. Gypsies, they don't have many. They don't have any written tradition. There is no Roma books. We don't have anything really. Everything is just oral tradition. And oral traditions survive better with music than without. So this is why, the Gypsies, history of Gypsies is terrible. They were slaves during the Tsars. Even in countries like Sweden, you will never say it, but it was for Gypsies forbidden to cross Swedish border by the penalty of death. Then from the 30-something till 50-something, it was forbidden to them to cross the border. I'm saying not for a long time ago. So even Gypsies that survived Holocaust from the Nazi concentration camp couldn't come back in Sweden because it was forbidden. Sweden, I'm not talking about faraway countries. It's Sweden. It's so they had hard time, and they still have. This is why they have so many jewelry on them, because all they've got they put on themselves. They never know when it will be situation to sell something to survive. So it's some people that suffer really a lot during the history with us.
But still, they managed to keep this
Of course,
life of
this is
joy,
what is
very joyful.
this is what is miraculous. How the people with such a problems can be still joyful. Yes,
it's amazing.
this is why we like Gypsies.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, somebody scratch your car and you 1 week in deep depression. And imagine Gypsies, they have to each morning they wake up with problem what to put on bread for the kids. I will introduce 19th of December now one foundation for the helping the Gypsies who wants to go in musical schools. So I will promote 19 of this, and I will help. I think they are not easy to go in school, but probably in musical schools, because our research showed that in all Bosnia, I'm from Sarajevo, in all Bosnia and Herzegovina, in all musical schools, there is only 3 Gypsies. So I hope that this foundation will help Gypsies to go in musical schools.
Sincere, so much. Also be a good commercial basis, because it's in your case it's a afraid to say show business, but anyway, you have fame.
Well, you know, I can, as a composer from small culture, I can be proud of myself on million ways. Knowing that I will have a full concert hall tonight here in Riga, it's miracle, isn't it, for someone from Balkan? But I think what I'm proud of myself the most is knowing that tonight hundreds of gypsy bands will play music. Some of this music will be my music, and they will have tip for this music. So this is what makes me proud the most, that they will have tip with my music.
Last years you don't do music for films so much, as it seems. Did you get disappointed or tired or any reason?
I'm not a good movie composer. It's I just did I just did few movies that doesn't need really the real movie composer. You know, it's I came too late on the movie. It's not time when the movie was the biggest art, where even Stravinsky was in it, or a big composer. I came on the moment where the movie is just a product. So I had the luck to work on few movies that still have this old temperature, far away from industry. But you know, when you are young, you think you have time to explore millions of possibilities. In certain age, you understand that life is short, and if you will be lucky, you will have time to explore just one possibility. So I'm not wasting my time with the movies. It's same like to you. You have to go 100 times in cinema to see one good movie. Imagine such a huge talent as Morricone. He did 300, I think I read somewhere, 360 movies. As far as I know, he had put in biography like decent 10. The rest was just huge waste of time of one big talent. So I still can imagine that my music is soundtrack, but there is no movie. It's soundtrack for the movies in my head or in your head. And also I like to imagine that every one of us has some kind of soundtrack. Like soundtrack for traveling, soundtrack for chill out, soundtrack for when I'm not in good mood, party soundtrack. So I did probably I will enter in somebody's lifetime soundtrack. Movies are not important.
So you're skeptical towards...
No. But I know that I saw really few good movies in last 10 years. I can say, like last 20 years. There are few good movies, honestly. I mean, we can have a fun with some shitty action movie, and it can impress us by, I don't know. But the real movies are so rare nowadays. People don't even need movies as art anymore. I have impression. From all possibility that movie could have, which is integrated all the arts of image, music, sound, and literature, everything is in it. From all of those possibilities, he became just a product. So when you see such a talented guy as a Tarantino that's making all this shit that he's doing last 10 years, it's sad. But he just understands what is the movie today. No, it's okay. It's just the world goes further. It goes to one point that Karl Marx predicted already in the 19th century, that will be end of the art and everyone will be artists, which is almost there. Everyone with telephone can make a movie. So it's a nice process to see that everyone who has internet can write literature, and everyone on telephone make a movie, on small computer make the music. So it goes in that direction, that in one moment we will all be artists, which is nice.
Is it really nice? It
doesn't make you nervous, or don't you feel?
Oh no! I like that. What I was the biggest rock star in my country when I was young. So I know what is this star arrogancy, like you think, oh, I'm really blessed guy. No, No, you are just like anybody else. It's just you know to do job like somebody knows how to make shoes and somebody is teacher, journalist or whatever. So it will just kill one unnecessary arrogancy.
Looking back to your rock star career, to this white buttons, what was the bands inspiring for you that time?
It was always very much inspired by tradition.
By traditional.
Yes, this is why it was so successful. It was rock and roll. It was rock and roll in the sense that we did big noise. But it was always very much inspired by traditional music.
No Western.
Yes, of course,
like
all the
Deep
money.
Purple.
Yes, all of them. But behind it was always tradition. This is why it was that largely accepted, not only rock and roll audience, but everybody. When I did my first record, it was in newspapers. There is not enough record players for such a sell of the. It was more sold records than record players in Yugoslavia in that moment, because everyone wants to. It was our music.
So like the successful key was this identity, national
Yes,
thing.
yeah.
Not copy.
It
of-
was very much copy, of course. It was provincial rock and roll, like, of course, you have a lot of provincial, ridiculous Latin rock and roll. But it was necessary period in my life, so I don't know. I think that in a certain age you walk in pampers, and then if you are normal, you switch to pants. So I'm just dressing my music not anymore in pampers. I'm dressing in pants. That's it. But the music as a music was since always from the same source.
What were you listening to? What bands?
And when I was young,
Yeah.
well, because I was imagining myself as a good-looking guitarist. So you are listening good-looking guitarists, of course, like Jimmy Page, like those good-looking handsome guitarists. This was what it was all about, to please the girls. This is always about everything. Yeah, my previous singer, he was just piano player, and I asked him, "Why you want to play with me? You're a jazz guy." He said, "Honestly, there is no beautiful women in the audience anymore for jazz. So if there is no beautiful woman, what is the sense of making music?"
You say in interviews that you avoid politics. Is it really so? Because you still are such a heroical person with a big influence in many countries, and you could become light version, perhaps, of politics like Angelina Jolie or Bono, or you don't have really interests to become more political?
Well, first, I don't have this power like they do. So on my level, what I can do, it's this foundation for the gypsy kids to go in musical school. This is what I can do with my power. But going in politics, it seemed like I was never in culture. I was never part of culture because culture it's always a system of values done by politics. And if you are from communist country, of course you don't want to be involved in politics, which means you don't want to be involved in culture. So I was always away from culture and politics. I was always subculture or counterculture. I don't believe that politics can solve our problems. First, because there is no new political ideas. Since Karl Marx, 19th century, there is no new political idea. So all this world is running fast in every direction except politic ideas. So I don't think that politics will solve any of our problems. We have to solve it ourselves. So each one of us has to make a little communism for himself.
But did you still, with your orchestra, support any social events or did you perform in protest of something?
No.
Like never.
No, I don't protest. I make music, and this is the traces that will be behind me. So if it helps in any protest, I will be happy.
So you don't really admire, for example, Madonna, she writes on her back, freedom for pussy right or something. You don't think it's really...
I'm too old for this show business shit, you know. It's to write on the back, whatever.
So how do you enjoy your free time?
Well,
You
nothing.
got any hobbies?
I'm, in last 10 years I play a lot. Before, in communist times, because taxes were 19%, I did one record in 3 years. And lawyers, they try to manage with income something, to save some money. The rest I was, then I had a lot of free time. I was alpinist, I was sailing the ocean, I did jewelry for the girls, I did different things. But nowadays I play a lot. Today I'm here, tomorrow I'm in Sochi, and I play in this month, in 30 days, 21 concerts. So when I don't work, I'm just, I live, nothing.
Does it still give you same satisfaction playing?
Oh, yes, you will see tonight.
So
Yes, if you ask me at 8 o'clock in the evening, Bregovich, where you would like to go, I will tell you. I would like to go on stage with my guys. This is the place where I have fun.
And you know,
I dress this ridiculous white costume, which I will never dress. It's obligation on contract that I have alcohol on stage. So I have fun.
it's the third time for you in Riga, now in Latvia. Do you remember your first
Of
time
course.
in Latvia? So
Yeah.
maybe it's a story you can tell.
No, it's
You played in a hall.
Yes, I play in hall. I play with big orchestra, I think. Yeah. So I played very different concert that I will play tonight. I played some pieces of my liturgies, some pieces from the movies. And yeah, it will be very different tonight. Tonight I will play just the songs, and we will have fun.
When of last times you went out in the old town after the concert?
Did I go out? I don't remember. Yes, I don't know. Yeah. No, you are born in happy place, I think. The weather could be a little bit difficult for the people from Mediterranean, but you are used to that.
recently Dalai Lama was in Riga, and one of many ideas he expressed was that people should become, of course, more humble and not so greedy, not so worshipping money, commercial wealth. Do you agree with that? Does a person нужно ли специально быть отрекаться от материальных ценностей?
Should it be like a goal to get away from material involvement?
Well, the big preachers, they make us better human beings. But in practical life, it's a bit different. But as closer we are to the big preachers, it's better, of course. He's a big man, and he deserves really respect. And but the world is so different, so colorful, so human beings are so different, and it's difficult to make same preach for everybody. So this is why we have different preachers. Dalai Lama, Pope, some imams, because the world is different.
Do you like
New Pope?
Yes,
Yes. This is a nice guy.
everybody likes him.
Yes, this is a really nice guy. I don't know from where it comes priests like this, because it's difficult to find priests like this. I was commissioned several times from Vatican to I have even the biggest Vatican prize for religious music, because I did few times things for them. And it's true on that level of priest. I did one project for Vatican when my advisor was advisor for the liturgy for the Pope Wojtyla on that time. And on that level, it's the religion doesn't look that banal, how to say, like it looks in church. In certain level, it starts to be interesting. So I enjoyed really very much. And this Pope reminded me a little bit of this open-minded 21st century guy. I think he will do good things for this world.
If we may ask such a question, наверное, часто вас спрашивают.
Probably are often asked.
Still, what does the relationship with your former, perhaps friend, Emir Kusturica now?
You know, if you don't work with somebody on the movie, you know, you don't see him anymore. I spent with him 10 years, his best 10 years. I did with him his best 3 movies. I think those are his best 3 movies that I did with him. And I consider this 10 years of, like, nice 10 years of my lifetime. I give him everything I've got, and he gave me a lot. You know, you don't met often talented people, and this is one of the most talented guy I ever met. So, and that's it. 10 years, it's long period. He's after Underground. Underground was kind of cathartic movie because it was shot during the war, and story was from that war. So it was kind of cathartic really for everybody. So all of us that we were with him during all his career, scenographer, cameraman, and editor, and me, they were even his friends from Academy of Prague. We just went. We have enough. He have enough of us. We have enough of him. That's it.
You also worked with Russian director Nikita Mikhalkov. Was it last time you made song for?
No, I didn't. He was producer of one movie. It wasn't really big. It wasn't really a big deal. It was actually, they called me for one action movie. So it was more pressure of my assistants that they want to try one action movie to do it. The name of the movie was Turecki Gambit. And so we start to work, and I send them, the timing was, I think, 3 months. So I sent them some demos with 2 teams. And suddenly, after a few days, telephone was ringing in the morning. It was Mikhalkov there. He was producer of this movie. Saying, I had to drink 6 vodkas before I call you. Please, can you give them those two melodies because they are in rush. They have to hurry up and finishing immediately. So the other guy will do the rest. Just give them, please, those two melodies. I said, you are going to give them in my place? He said, of course not. This is why I drink 6 vodkas. But they pick it up, those two melodies. But actually, I didn't work at all on this movie. So I'm not going to be in history of Russian cinematography as a composer.
And after this, you didn't make any music for films?
I'm not in the movies for already more than 10 years. I did 2 movies as an actor, one in Italy and one in Norway. But I'm not anymore in the movies. I don't think I need really the movies anymore. I need it in one period during the war because this was the only job they proposed me. But I don't need movies to do what? I will enjoy tonight my show much more than do music for the movies. And honestly, there is you cannot find any more decent composers around the movies. It's very rare. if they catch this Kilar, which is big composer, Polish sometimes. But they don't need real composers anymore. Everything is just it's stereotype. If it's a scene of suspense, you know immediately what they should do. With bassos. If it comes to romantic, then suddenly will start to play one shitty violin. It's they don't need really. Luckily, I don't need the movies, but they don't need really composers. And my music is too aggressive, too melodic. So don't worry, they are okay without me. I'm okay without them.
Do you still love people, or you more like misanthropical person? And what features in people you really like, and what you dislike? What you hate about people most?
I'm starting easily to be bored. So just don't make me bored. You can, and don't eat onion and garlic. You can be even stupid really, but just don't eat onion and garlic if you want to talk to me. I hate people who eat onion and garlic. Okay, guys.
Vampire feature.
Probably, I don't know from where it comes. Thank you.
No, my last one last question.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself in 10 years? Next 10 years? Your vision?
Oh, I hope that you will be there and I will be here and you will ask me, you remember when we met 10 years ago and you were talking this silly stuff about onion and garlic.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.